deeper fear within you, as we see it, is this greater fear of somehow being neglectful, a bad mom, making the wrong decisions for the greater protection and guidance of this new life that you have co-created. As such, you have opened a greater subject into the essence of all your relationships, especially those such as this, the mother-son, mother-daughter relationships, which are so close to you in resonance. In this resonance, you also translate this into the emotional and deeper emotional feelings. This is a great uniqueness and beauty of your species, to feel so deeply for the value of life itself in all its forms. These emotions can become so intense at times. You go then from a state of resonance with one another, resonance with the new life and the new experience of life, and it becomes more of attachment. You begin to express and experience it as attachment. And then the fear crops up, the fear that you may do something wrong and create sickness or worse. We will invite you to take a broader perspective look at your relationship, even with your own son. Your son is no less master creator being than you, and has come in to experience his experiences, so to speak, as his own. And as such, he will choose the various experiences and challenges in his life, including those explorations in and out of dis-ease, as you would call it. We would recommend to you to listen to a recent transmission on this. This channel has called or titled this transmission Addiction. We speak of the nature of your dis-ease in your fields of awareness and experience. So we encourage you to also visit that transmission as well. You, as the incarnate beings, often see many of these experiences, such as dis-ease, such as the possibility of sickness, or what you would call even worse, as just that, worse. For your energetic selves, the moving, the transitioning, the beginnings and the endings are just that, transitions, and they are not worse. They are not tragedies to you. In other words, if your son were to choose the experience of exploring disease and even the possibility of exploration of exiting the incarnate state in what you would judge as an early time, too soon, he would not do so if it were such that way, to punish you, to hurt you in any way, or even himself. There would be the greater agreement as such, and it would be the greater transition, just as you have made these greater transitions with one another and many other incarnate states of being. There is nobility and usefulness in your strong desire to protect and guide your son's life to what you call the state of health and thriving. However, in understanding this greater concept, shall we say, you will be able to balance then emotional intensity, with a greater understanding of your relationships in general, and therefore lessen the propensity for attachment and then the creating of the fear around those attachments, the idea that there are tragedies amongst you, that somehow this one being or another does not have full control of their experience, does not have choice involved, is not somehow a master creator being. And this is a propensity in your human state, especially with your children. Your children are no less master creator beings, and as such, they can offer you great wisdom, and you can pay attention to the choices they wish to make, the choices that they are making through the greater circumstances of their lives. Your resonance with your son, especially now, is very strong, for that resonance came from your very physical nature and energy as well. And so you can ask him at the cellular level even what it is he would prefer in terms of your vaccination. And we will remind you here that the very act of asking this question shows just how important it is to you, how much you value the co-creation of this new life, how much you are attuned, so to speak, to being the very best mom that you can be. And so we would say to you to remind yourself of this, and also to trust it. As you have said, you have your intuition. Your bodies are capable of creating and sustaining the state of what you call health and thriving through the greater practices of aligning your energies, and in this that can extend to those physical expressions of such, for instance, eating well, eating pure and good foods, these types of things. And so it is not a necessity that you would need a vaccination to ward off any type of dis-ease. And as such, many of you who are vaccinated explore and express through dis-ease anyway, for it is your greater choice to do so. We will not tell you one way or the other which decision is the best decision to make. That is of your free will and of your choice, or rather his choice primarily, and then of course yours in co-creation with this. But you can ask. You do have the resonant energy, and you can feel this through your beingness, even in your body, especially in the area of your body you would call the womb, for it was not too long ago that you were creating this vessel for this greater master creator being to enter into through this area of your own body. And it is also the area that grounds you into the earth in that sense energetically. And so we will also say to you to ask the earth for support and how best to do this. For Gaia, the living being that supports you, is the mother of all mothers, and she has, so to speak, great wisdom to offer all of you in support, and especially those of you who find yourselves in the mothering roles. And you have this open communication. We suggest you keep this open throughout your son's life, that you will always be able to, no matter what his level of expression in language or physicality, be able to understand that this is a being, a master creator being, who is choosing always their experience, and therefore you can honor and listen to that choice as well. Your question, are the children entering in differently in their physicality? We would say yes. The newer generations are coming in more equipped to further your evolution in your shifting. And so their bodies, which begins at the energetic level, are more equipped in many ways to handle these levels of expression and to handle the greater challenges in and around their environments that they will be interacting with. You as well are also changing. You are manifesting some of these changes within your own physical bodies now, for it is all shifting. Some of you are doing it while you remain in your incarnate state, and others are doing it through the transitioning out of one incarnate state of being and retransitioning with expressions available to them that will help the greater evolution going forward. And you all have your roles in this, and you are all expressing this as the greater changes, first energetically within self, and therefore noticed in the physical sense. We will invite you then to release this greater fear of being the bad mom, of making these types of mistakes. Go into the greater resonance with your son and feel the choices that he and you can feel together in the resonance energy of yourselves within your own bodies and energy fields. Talk to Gaia. Let her inform and create support and wisdom. And in all of these types of exercises, it is the greater trust. Trust that that which is needed will be, even in the challenges of it, if it is to be so. We would encourage you then to sit in the space of greater honoring, of greater openness for the ability of this entity to be able to choose for itself and for the greater relationship between you to unfold, and to honor it all, even in the challenges. You are doing just fine. Trust and ask, feel and be. The labels that you create of tragedy, worseness, so to speak, do not have to be the way that you see your greater relationships with one another. You can feel all the feelings and still hold the greater understanding that life, all life, in all ways, is always in the cycle of becoming and transitioning all at once.